Hello and welcome to
WhoNoob
and WhoVeteran, the reboot. So, for those of you unfamiliar, WhoNoob and WhoVeteran is a show looking at how the Capaldi era is as an entry point. So Russell here is a WhoNoob, he hasn't seen any Doctor Who prior to Peter Capaldi coming in. He started with Series 8, that's what we're going to be talking about here. Series 8's a good starting point. And I'm a WhoVeteran. I know heaps about Doctor Who, I've watched loads and loads of the classic series, I've watched everything of the new series. No, I'm a Doctor Who veteran. I know my stuff. Yes, and here we are with the reboot. We're doing a recap on if Series 8 works as a starting point, and also what do I think of it as a long-time Who fan. And we'll also be doing individual Series 9 episode reviews, which starting over the next few days. And then we'll be reviewing them each week as they come out.
So I guess I should explain my feelings on whether I felt that Series 8 worked. Yes, well, I think coming into Doctor Who at Series 8, I found it pretty easy to catch on, and it was an enjoyable. Well, I found the series enjoyable. If I didn't have you though there to sort of, when I had some questions, I probably could have got a bit lost, just with characters, especially when we found out about Missy being the Master. I didn't know who the Master was.
Yeah.
Until that point. So there were bits that if I was just jumping in may have lost me, but since I had someone there
to guide you through
it, it was alright. And I think most people, well, everyone knows somebody who watches Doctor Who, these days.
Especially these days. I mean, like 5-10 years ago, no, not at all. It's like, I used to walk into the room and be the only guy who watched Doctor Who, but now, like, everyone in the room watches Doctor Who.
Yeah, so I found it a good sort of spot to jump on. Probably if I came in, with another character, partway through a character, that might have been a bit.
You mean partway through a Doctor's team?
Yeah.
A different Doctor, like halfway through.
Yeah.
It works starting at the start of the Doctor's.
Yeah, with the regeneration and all that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I would agree with that as being a long-time viewer. I think the best series to jump on would either be Series 1 or Series 5. And if you're feeling bored, go back to the start of the classic series, though I recommend starting with New Who, then going back to classic Who if you get into it. But yeah, I think I agree with you. Series 8 kind of works as long as you have a Doctor Who fan guiding you through it.
What did you think as a long-time Who fan? What did you think of Series 8? Well,
it's
hard for me because I have nothing to compare it to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
for what I saw.
Well, the episodes that really stick out to me are Deep Breath, Into the Dalek, Time Heist, Mummy on the Orient Express, and Flatline. Flatline especially. Flatline was awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. But as for the rest of the series, apart from those 5 episodes, I thought like it had potential, but a lot of it just kind of felt clunky. A lot of the other individual episodes just didn't really grab me. They're full of kind of plot holes, and so my main gripe with Series 8 was that it felt a bit pretentious. Is that it was trying to explore all of these deep themes and stuff like that, but it did it so heavy-handedly, and what should really have been subtext, they explained it and did a lot of talking and making things over dramatic, whereas these should have been things that the audience should have just picked up on.
And it's more.
And then it adds rewatchability if the audience just picks up on it, but when you actually bring it out, when you make the subtext just.
It's more powerful too, and it's just when you let the audience work it out for themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah.
But yes, it's slightly less than half of the series I really enjoyed. So there was 12 episodes, but the final was a 2-parter, so 11 stories, and 5 out of the 11 I really, really liked, and then the rest ranged from just meh to even some downright awful ones like the series final, which was filled with plot holes. A lot of the human emotion, a lot of the emotions in that just felt very forced and unnatural, and characters just doing stuff with no real rhyme or reason behind it. And a lot of characters acting out of character. And there was also a lot of, throughout Series 8, there was a lot of reusing just old ideas from previous episodes and previous stories, and deja vu is kind of the term that really comes to mind when I think of Series 8. It's like Peter Capaldi, our new Doctor, the 12th Doctor, felt very fresh and new and different. And you know, we haven't had a Doctor like him in a very long time. So we have a very fresh and new Doctor, but then it feels like everything else is as old and stale and repetitive as you can get. So it's this weird thing where it's like, we've got this one really cool new thing, and then everything else was just been there, done that.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean, because I haven't seen other series, I didn't pick up on the reused elements so much.
Like Danny Pink.
But I can see how, a lot of those parts, things would,
Like Danny Pink, his character is really kind of just a redo of Rory and a redo of Mickey, who are previous characters who have been in the show over the last 10 years or so. And he's even kind of like, even some elements of like Watson from Stephen Moffat's other show, Sherlock. So it feels like this meld between Mickey, Rory, Watson, and then kind of like the backstory of Amy. Amy's Doctor Who again.
Yeah.
Watson from Sherlock, Amy from Who, Mickey from Who, and Rory from Who.
Yeah.
It just feels like kind of these mishmash of other characters, and Danny Pink very much felt like a character. Like when we first met him into the Dalek, I was like, oh, he could be a really interesting character. We haven't done this before. And then in Listen, we find out his backstory, and just the more and more we find out about him, the more and more I'm like, okay, we've been here, we've done this before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I guess when the show's been going for so long too, it is hard to, you sort of have to touch on.
Yeah, it's fine to touch on old ideas. The thing is that if you're going to reuse old ideas, come at it with a fresh new perspective.
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of Series 8 didn't. It just came at old ideas from the same old perspective.
Yeah. Cool.
And, however, my big question though for me is that I really like the 12th Doctor. I think he's really good, really interesting. I liked how at the end of the series, this arc of is he a good man? His conclusion to that was it doesn't matter if he's a good man or a bad man. What matters is that he's just a guy travelling through the universe who helps out if he can in the way that he thinks is best. And I liked that conclusion to his character arc. And I thought Peter Capaldi was great as the 12th Doctor. I thought his Doctor was, so far what we've seen of him in Series 8, is a really great Doctor. He's by far the best thing of Series 8 in my opinion. And yeah, I really like the 12th Doctor, and I hope he sticks around for a long time. But for you, since the 12th Doctor is your first Doctor, what did you think of Peter Capaldi as the Doctor?
Well, yeah, there's nothing to compare him with, as opposed to, watching other Doctors, but I mean, I enjoy everything Peter Capaldi does. I think he's a good actor. As the Doctor, I guess, sort of how you've sort of told me before, the Doctor you sort of first come in on, that's who you sort of get used to.
Like
so
I mean, technically speaking, I started with Christopher Eccleston, but the first Doctor I watched week to week though on television was David Tennant. So
yeah,
that's why David Tennant's my favourite Doctor, because he's the one I started with.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I won't know if Peter Capaldi will be my favourite Doctor until I watch others. But at this stage, he is the Doctor to me. Yeah. I think he's good though. I think he's good.
Yeah, I think he's really good too.
He's quirky.
Yeah, and I like I kind of enjoy his rudeness.
Yeah.
In a way. Especially after we've had like 2 Doctors.
And it's harmless rudeness, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like, he's rude in a way which still kind of makes him likeable though.
Yeah.
Except for in The Caretaker. His rudeness in that was unacceptable, but that's a whole other video. That's a whole other video. But yeah, apart from The Caretaker, his rudeness was entertaining, not annoying.
Cool.
But yes, that was our thoughts on Series 8. Overall, for me, I like the 12th Doctor, and there's some episodes I liked, but overall I didn't really get into it. But you thought, as a newcomer?
I thought it was good. Yeah, there were some episodes that I watched and they weren't as grabbing, I guess. Part of me really liked the depth that some of the stories went into. Sometimes I wasn't. Some episodes that I didn't like so much, I felt like they were trying to grab depth for the sake of grabbing depth.
That wasn't really there.
That wasn't really there.
Overly dramatic.
Yeah. But when it worked, yeah. Oh, that's the one I was thinking.
Thank you for giving me the moon back.
Yeah. But then there were other episodes where it worked really well.
Flatline.
Mm.
And you listen, don't you?
Listen. Yeah. It's been a while. I need to watch it again, but yeah. I did listen. You didn't, did you?
No,
That's
not good.
right. That's the one we
Disagreed on.
Don't worry, I'm right.
Well, Russell liked it. I liked the 12th Doctor in some of the episodes, but overall thought it was pretty average and kind of felt like deja vu. So we'll see you next time for our review of Last Christmas. In the time after that, our review of The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, and then we'll finally get into our good weekly routine of reviewing each individual episode of Series 9. And if you want to see our individual reviews of the Series 8 episodes, you can check out the playlist I've linked down below for our old version of WhoNoob and WhoVeteran, but my recommendation is don't, because it's very clunky and not as well polished, and a lot of my opinions on a lot of episodes have changed since then as well, so do it maybe like a year from now. Anyway, cool. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
See you next time.